Put Elizabeth and Elaine together and watch the boss's health disappear just like that. Welcome back to another 7 Deadly Sins origin video. Today we're going to be looking at Elaine and Elizabeth together. As a duo, they are very powerful and they work really well together. And it's almost like a trio with Daisy. I'll show you how well this team can actually work together. We're going to show you some super fast sub 25-second gallon runs. And this is with a burst, which you already know just slows it down. So super fun team, super good team here. I'm going to show you just how good of a partnership they have. As always, if you enjoy the content, hit the subscribe button and let's get straight into it. I know a lot of you like to skip straight to the gameplay, but there are a lot of moving parts, so I highly recommend just pay attention here for just a second. Obviously, some of you will still skip to the gameplay, and I understand that. But like I said, there's just a lot of stuff here. So if you look at her, there's a lot of stuff to factor in. So each attack on an enemy with a wind burst activated increases critical chance by 33% for 5 seconds. So every time you're attacking, critical chance can go up 33% for 5 seconds. This holding ability, you're not going to do this when you're speedrunning. This can help you reset your cooldown. You're just not going to be using it. This Razor Wind is going to be spammed unlimitedly. And I'm not joking when I say this. Like, it's like Meliodas' longsword, except it just never stops. So essentially what you're doing is 202 damage, but each critical hit increases the hero's critical damage by 20% for 5 seconds, max of 3. This is going to be always maxed out basically at 60% crit damage because you're just spamming this ability, and I will show you how to do that. Her ult will also reset your hero's normal skill cooldown. We were going to be using this too. It'll fully reset this, and then you can keep spamming it, but it goes way deeper than that. This also does 402% damage. So with us spamming this normal skill here, you're going to notice over here I have normal skill, I have attack, and special attack. I just, I got the normal skill, I got a decent attack, I left it at that. But we're using normal skill. When we're doing that, it's always really easy with your armor, right? Silent Watcher gives you normal skill twice. The Jet Black gives you normal skill with a 2-piece. Gallon's armor is always just powerful because it's crit chance, and then when you tag in, you can get some extra crit damage. The Dark Chaos Earring gives you crit chance as well, and then, level 3 is what I have here, which is lucky, but if you have a level 3, throw it on. If you don't, you don't. And then I always throw a 2-piece Corrupted Watcher. And this is because this gives you a lot of crit damage here. And this one gives me a little bit more crit chance. So super easy to build. You're spamming normal skills over and over and over. Now her armor is what is allowing us to spam. You can see it gives you wind attack and it gives you crit chance, which is really good. I got lucky here with my engrave. Got normal skill damage again. And I also got ultimate skill. So I was cool, right? I have a level 2. This is completely fine. At level 2, you're fully spamming your ability. I don't know if you could spam it at level 1. I would assume it would be pretty close. But at least at level 2, I can 100% show you that this is just unlimitedly using your ability over and over. Each critical chance boost gained decreases the normal skill cooldown by 2 seconds and increases wind attack by 20% for 5 seconds, up to 60, right? So it's the same concept as earlier. It's just going to be cooling your normal skill down, and we're just going to be spamming our normal skill. Now we'll go over here to Elizabeth. So we'll quickly go over Elizabeth and what part she's helping Elaine. Obviously, Elizabeth is just a crazy ally support. We have the Blazing Staff maxed out. That way you can get the 50% extra damage for 20 seconds. On your support characters, it's just a no-brainer. But this right off the bat's what's really helping Elaine. She is essentially giving her 80 Pierce because it's 0.3 of the hero's attack, which is the max it can be is 80. So you're going to get this for all wind allies, which is going to make Elaine not get blocked as much. I will show this really quick just in case you want to see it, but this is not going to help Elaine at all. None of this actually helps her at all. And you can see at the bottom, it says increases normal attack critical damage of allies in range by 50%, but we're not doing her normal attack. We are spamming her normal skill. So she's not going to benefit from this, but this is here just so you can see it, just in case you didn't know. Next up is increases all allied heroes wind attack by 30% of the hero's attack for 40 seconds. So she's going to get 30% more damage. And then weathering is what you're going to be applying, which is going to decrease wind defense. Max of 60 and it's 0.5, so 30% for 30 seconds. Her ultimate, which you're going to see us use here, now not in the speed runs, but if you're doing like a raid with this team, you can get a ton of value with this. This is an AoE ability that just sits on the field, and basically what it's doing is it's applying Rupture, which is doing some damage, but the main thing you're getting for bonuses for your allies is decreases critical defense by 0.8% for 30 seconds, max of 50. So 40% critical defense lowered while you're hitting the enemy with wind attacks. I also do have her armor here, obviously. It's going to increase your debuff duration, which is really good. I also got buff duration efficiency, which is pretty good, and so I just left it there. I do have level 2, which increases critical damage of all allied wind heroes dealt to enemies with weathering by 34%. That's a big number. So when you have the weathering on, you're doing more crit damage. The hero's attack increases 16% for 20 when using a tag skill. And then switching to another hero basically removes it. And then if the hero is a wind element hero, crit chance increases by 16, buff duration efficiency 25% for 40 seconds. But the main thing we're really getting here is that critical damage. And again, this is only level 2, so obviously if you can get it level 3, you're always chilling with that. Like I said, I do have the Blazing Staff, so I'm just parlaying that with the Hymn of Regeneration so that I can attack first, get a ton of magic, and get the 50% extra damage. So when you're going for those super fast runs on Galland or whatever boss you're fighting, you're getting both benefits from that one, from having the Hymn of Regeneration and the first strike off of the blazing weapons. Mine is P7, and one of the big benefits you get here is the ultimate move lasts 5 seconds longer, and the hit interval decreases by 0.5 seconds, so it's making everything build up quicker, but the max number of critical defense reduction stacks can be increased by 25. So if we go back over here, this is now 75. So for example, this is going to be what, 60%, I think, for 30 seconds. So just a ton of critical defense lowered. Again, in my speed runs here, you're not going to see me use this ability, but when you see me do the raid, you will see it on the field, because that's just something you want to keep up, because you're just lowering their critical defense. Elizabeth is a very good wind ally support. Now, like I said, this is a duo showcase where we're showing Elaine and Elizabeth, but Daisy also makes Elaine really, really powerful. I'm not going to explain to you what Daisy does. You all probably know by now, but I'm going to show you why. Daisy allows Elaine's ability to reset basically at will. So you can see I ran up to a random group of enemies. I spam my abilities, so I don't have my abilities now. I'm going to switch to Daisy, right? I'm going to hit her turrets, let them go off. And now watch my cooldown here, because the turrets, for whatever reason, you can see my cooldown just going nuts. For whatever reason, the turrets hitting is counting for the proc off of her skill cool reset. So you can just see I've done nothing with Elaine but move in motion, and my abilities have fully reset there, right? So for whatever reason, Daisy is able to proc. Yeah, but for whatever reason, she's somehow able to proc the cooldown on her armor, because each critical boost gained is what's giving you the two-second cooldown. And I'm guessing because each critical hit increases heroes' critical damage. I'm guessing because those turns are critting, it's just somehow working. I'm not exactly sure the logic behind that, but that is absolutely disgusting and really good to use with Elaine. My Elaine is P8. You actually don't get the craziest boost with her. You do get, when you tag in, you get your normal skill damage boosted by 50% for 20 seconds, which is very good. Amplifies normal skill power by 20%. Again, that's decent. And then the final strike of your ultimate will deal 260% more of attack. So again, it's not bad. 8 is just the actual extra attack, defense, and max HP. But I do have P8. I am using Tristan to burst with the longsword here that gives you the extra, elemental burst, as well as I do have his armor, which is giving you wind burst efficiency. And I also somehow got it to level 3. If an ally activates a wind burst, all allied heroes' normal attack damage increases by 20% for 15 seconds. Something to note with Elaine, obviously you're spamming normal attack. So you can see we're just really building into that. I'm going to let this play out for you one time without me talking so you can see it. Then I'll slow it down and explain it to you, just in case you want to try to replicate this. So with this being one where I'm obviously bursting, it's always going to be a little bit slower. Like, you're probably not going to get under sub 20, but I just think it's really cool. But you're always going to start with Daisy. Also, my Tristan is P7, so that's what allows him to do this, because you get his ability twice instead of just once. Hit Elizabeth's AoE ability, right? We're going to start the fight with her, like I said. So we're going to slam her ability into the ground. It gets first strike, and we've got her ally support going off there, the weathering, right? Hit Daisy basic, then we're going to dash through twice with Tristan. That's going to instantly burst him. You can see that. Switch into Elaine, and we just start spamming her abilities, right? And Daisy's going to be help resetting them. You're going to see me ult here. It's just so I don't take the damage and get stunned. And then that way it also recools my ability as well. And then we're just spamming the abilities. And honestly, I think if I was a little bit closer, because I'm throwing these a little bit of a distance, I think I would have finished this even quicker. But I'm, a little bit away from him. But you can see, I mean, we just did like 450,000. It was like 214, which I guess is like 428,000, right? But like, 2 separate attacks at the same time, criticals. Like, she's just hitting really, really hard. Super fun, too. Controller in hand, I'm just going to see if I can beat this just live. So we'll just throw down her turrets. And these are always the same, obviously, these speed runs. I think they're fun, but yeah, it's, you're going to be doing similar stuff. Gonna first strike here, switch in, dash, switch out. Okay, so I actually messed it up here. I'm just going to keep spamming. I didn't get the burst in time. You can see he's not bursted. We're still attacking, though. So yeah, we're not going to even get close to our time. Wow, we actually... That's kind of crazy. We almost beat our time, I think. We may have beaten it. No, very close, though. That was without bursting him, too, so that's insane. One thing I did want to show you, because obviously you can beat the raid with this team because one of its weaknesses is wind. But I will say, when you're playing like this, if you throw a healer on, good luck being able to see. Because if you combo ult with Daisy, or whenever you use Elizabeth's ult, which is something you want to use a lot because it does such a good value for critical defense lowered, I mean, just look at the screen. Like, I'm not sure exactly who thought that was a good idea to throw that like just huge pink thing like all over the field, but it is very hard. And I'll tell you with the raid specifically, when you're fighting the main boss, it just becomes almost impossible to even have a remote idea as to what he's doing. And again, you can just see how distracting this is. It's just a huge pink thing in your face. And like I said, here's the AoE with, Elizabeth. I mean, not with Elizabeth, with Daisy. Again, you just lose all visuals. And you can see me here actually in the boss fight now, hit her ability. And again, it's just super distracting and it's super hard to like tell what they're doing behind it. It's really, like I said, you can definitely beat it. But if you combine them like this, I mean, look at this. Like what are you supposed to be looking at? So that's just one thing to note. If you do want to take this team into the raid, obviously you'll have to throw a healer on, Elaine, Daisy, Elizabeth, and then I just threw King in here, right? Whatever team you want to throw in here, you can. Or I meant whatever healer, Tiori, if you want. Just be prepared for the visuals because it's very, very hard to see. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I was getting my ass kicked because you're just getting hit because you don't even know what's in your screen. As always, if y'all enjoyed the content, subscribe, comment below, let me know if you've used Elaine. Appreciate you for watching the whole video. Catch y'all in the next one.